All right, I hope I got this figured out here. So, for the 2 or 3 people that were watching before, now you at least got something to look at. Lobby test Mark II. Now, Phoenix, it wasn't password. It was, yeah, I know. I now look like a fine ape instead of just a black blank screen, regardless of the fact that I look like a black blank screen in real life. So, no, I just did a Google search for how to do a live stream, and it came up with saying, oh, you need this encoder and this and that, where, yeah, then I just did a Google search with the live Hangouts. So, yes, this is much easier, much better, and it's not laggy as hell. So, all right. Well, G goes live in about 45 minutes, so yeah, I think we can all be happy that no one else looks like him. So, shit. I'm going to post this on Gun Channel, so if anybody wants to jump in for the half hour or so before the Daily Gun Show. So we'll put that's why. Entertaining the monkey? Oh, I don't know. Even though I'm easily amused, don't think you're quite entertaining me yet. Okay, let's. Where the hell did my notepad go? Okay, post that. Cut that. Delete. Video, external site. Okay. Yeah, don't know why. Getting to attach stuff like that. There we go. Posted on gun channels. It only took me a half hour to figure it out. 1 a.m. I have no idea why it's coming on at 1 a.m. It says midnight Eastern. Damn it, wouldn't that be 11 o'clock Central then? Hold on a sec. Subscriptions. Yeah, it's not showing them as live yet, so it's supposed to be Daily Gun Show 5:30, Daily Gun Show 5:30, no views 19 minutes ago. I don't know, unless G just put the wrong time in for the Daily Gun Show. Okay, let's... And don't save. Okay, let's... see if there's something at least mildly interesting I can be doing here. Well, Phoenix, your processor must just love you then. Okay. Let's get some of this stuff cleared up. Most interesting thing. Well, until I can... Hello, Black Cat. How you doing? Yeah, I'm just messing around trying to do live stream, so I did it the difficult way to start with and then found a much simpler way, so yeah, so unless someone drops in here, yes, we can just watch me blow stuff up on Kerbal Space Program. Because other than doing just a couple of cropping pictures and that, I really don't have anything to do. Someone to listen to. Okay. Hold on here. No, I don't want to go to my... I want my gun channels folder. There we go. Bro. Save as. No, there's not a link on gun channels. Just give me a second here. Robot. Gun show and tell subscribed. Okay, thank you, show and tell. Too many windows open now. Okay, close GIMP. I want. Oops, should probably turn that down. Okay, Black Cat, is that your same username on gun channels? Hit dog is a sandwich. Honestly, Black Cat, if you're messing with anything that Hit Girl owns, you're living on borrowed time. Okay, still RL, so. Are you even on gun channels? Because I'm not seeing you in the chat list. Yeah, log into gun channels and send me a message through the chats and I'll send you the link. Let's see, copy link to share. Yeah, it's gotten a little slow around gun channel since just the regular lobbies have kind of, I don't want to say gone away, but yeah. But G's still doing renovation on it, so. Yeah, they kind of do look like minions. Let's go to zoom save, default. Let me hit refresh on gun channels. Well, G-Webs must not be live because he gave me a thumbs up for starting the lobby, so. Okay, there you are, RL. We will. All right, there you go. Kind of agree with you, the gun show. The only thing I really miss about the old gun channels format was that you could just do a plain mobile lobby or lobby chat. You'd click on it and it'd just be a white screen with like the little avatar, and then you could start typing. But I do believe I'm being invaded by Pac-Man. Okay. All right, I'm going to close, minimize gun channels. I don't know. It's not midnight yet, so should for a normal time be starting up in a half hour. But yeah, G-Webs have the um, time listed as 20 minutes ago or so. But I don't know. You're that or YouTube's just kind of screwing them over right now. Hmm. Okay, what do I not have set here? Cameraman, screenshot, chat. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure this out because I'm only seeing me right now on the live stream. Oh, no. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm sure we'll figure something out here. So, all right. Let's see. All right. Yeah, G usually does get everything ironed out here. So how you doing, RL? You're at work and on gun channels? Oh boy. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, for some reason I uh, keep getting new people mixed up. Yeah, I'm not sure. See me type. Can hear you all right. Damn, I got distracted and I forgot what I was saying. More or less, it's well, just kind of what passes for a lobby um, nowadays. So, okay, oh, okay, that's why I've got like um, two Hangout windows here. Yeah, I got my kind of like master control one, and then this. So, just gotta check something quick here. Too many tabs. Too many tabs. Yeah, I've got that popped out, and okay, apparently Kerbal is not coming through on this one. Oh, there. Okay, it keeps flashing back and forth. Shit. Let's try screen share, screen one. Let's try the other Hangout. Yeah, I just turned off screen share. Hold on a second. I'm going to close this one window here, so if you drop or we drop, it wasn't malicious. Okay, are we still on the air? Gone. Okay. Okay. I'm there, but apparently, all right, hold on a sec. Everyone on the YouTube side, can you hear RL talk? Yeah, because I sent a, okay, no, they can't hear RL. Um, oh, hold on. Links, YouTube page, video embed. I don't want that. Well, I clicked on the link that, yeah, this is going to sound crazy for everyone who can't hear RL. No, because I still have the gun channels chat open, and I click that link. So might have to give you a different link. Let me duck out of here. If I can find the right one. Our apologies. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Add, invite people. Unfortunately, Phoenix, I do not have a Fallout test pattern. Let me try screen sharing again. We'll just go that, share, let's do an invite. Okay, why is this not? Oh, because I'm an idiot. Okay, so why is it not letting me send an email address? Okay, I'm just all kinds of fucking this up. Okay, for whatever reason, every time I go to enter in an email address, I click off, the little invite doesn't turn green, and it just clears out the email address. Okay, you get muted. I don't need to be hearing myself talking back. All right, RL, I sent you another one on gun channels, so. All right. That is not what I wanted to do there either. Delete. Okay.
That one should work because I got the Hangouts on air warning when I answered it.
All right.
Usually you have that little thing you got to click through to when it's going live on YouTube. So
yeah. Okay. So now all 3 or 4 people in the peanut gallery. Can you hear RL and can you see me?
howdy. They might just be ignoring me too. You never know. I'm used to it.
Nope. Gun Show says you can. It can hear you. Phoenix says you have sound now. All right.
Okay.
We've joined the 20th century and gotten talkies.
There we go.
Yep.
You got a talking black cat as a guest on the Hangout now.
So does that make me Melissa Joan Hart?
I think so.
Damn it, I was hoping that my testicles weren't quite that big. All right.
So what prompted this? Just trying to get Hangouts up and working in the lobbies,
More or
or
less.
you just start doing live streams?
I don't know. No one was doing any live streams or that right now, so figured might as well Let's give it a try.
Alright.
Okay, let's...
Actually, I just got a notification Daily Gun Show is live now, it says. G must have got whatever was going on figured out.
That's good. So if anybody wants some more worthwhile content, it is highly recommended and mildly encouraged that you go over and check out G's The Daily Gun Show.
Hey, what's more worthwhile than a talking black pussy on your channel?
Oh, so many 102s I can get in trouble for saying. So many.
I hate to tell you, that's what happens when I get invited into chats. Now you know why I don't end up on Clover ever.
Well, you know, he's more of a PG-13 kind of a crowd there, so.
Yeah. If anybody's seen my live stream, I'm a little past PG-13, I think.
Well, just a little bit.
I've been sober the last couple. It hasn't been as bad. But the original ones, when I was usually drunk when I did them, that got a little ugly sometimes.
Yep. All right, that's coming through.
I'm happy you got it working at least now.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck am I looking at on the screen anyway?
You were looking at a very large rocket with a very large amount of rocket motors.
Okay.
Just because, profit.
Oh, okay. Just some kind of video game or something.
Yeah, it's basically Legos and rockets, so yeah, profit.
Oh, okay. I am not much of a gamer. I had an NES back in the day. That counts.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not true. I had I had a roommate one time. And we had a PlayStation when that first came out. But I don't even remember a lot. I remember playing Final Fantasy on it. That was it.
Yeah, I think that's the game that really made that console. So. And Phoenix, you should know better. It's rude to ask people about their infirmaments. Besides, he's a magic cat. He can do whatever he wants.
All right. YouTube or Hangouts, one or the other booted me for some reason.
Yeah, it does that on mobile.
A lot of times I think it does it because I mute my mic in between talking, but I get a whole lot of truck noise if I don't. So.
Trying to remember. Oh yeah, because the mute buttons and the hang up ones are kind of close to each other.
Yeah, I don't know if I accidentally hit it sometimes or not.
Well, Phoenix, what are the odds on either one of those? Phoenix posted a question. While there's some debate of whether he's hauling reefer or smoking it? That's a pretty deep question. Okay. Let's try something a little more explosive. Vehicle assembly. 50-50. So, that the mileage, or is that how many per? Or 10 TID error. Witty comment not found.
All right, am I back now?
Did you get NSA popped again?
I guess. I don't know what the hell was going on there. I clicked over to the YouTube chat for a second. When I came back, it said I was out of the call, but I was still in the call. All kinds of weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Trying to think if you can. What kind of phone you got?
It's an Android phone. Usually I can just switch back and forth between the Hangout window and the YouTube window, but it gets funky for no apparent reason sometimes. I don't know why. Just something going weird between the two of them.
Yeah.
Hangouts mobile is a lot different than the Hangouts on the computer. So
Yeah, it's yeah, like they don't. The two text chats don't really like communicating with each other.
no, I've noticed that because I've sent Hangouts like in the Hangout side chat while I've been on different people's stuff before, and sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. Usually, if I leave the YouTube open and I bring up the Hangouts, I can switch back and forth. As long as I don't hit play on YouTube, I can open the chat up and actually answer stuff in the chat, and then come back over to Hangouts and talk. Some of it might have to do with the Bluetooth of my truck too, because this is running off of Bluetooth. So
Okay, so that's Bluetooth that's routed through your truck.
yeah, it goes through the stereo system in my truck. There's like a mic up in the overhead thing here, and then it goes through the stereo, basically. I have my phone kind of linked in through the stereo system.
Man, they're really tricking out trucks nowadays.
Well, I have freaking 2 computer screens in here.
On here, they're trying to pass laws saying that texting while driving is should be a felony.
Yeah, I heard that too. I don't think Hangouts is part of that though. So this isn't any more obtrusive than me talking on the CB, you know.
If you've seen Phoenix's newest comment, when I drove, it was a white International cab over with a Detroit engine and an Eaton 10 speed. So I'm picturing a black cat bouncing around in the driver's seat of that.
Not quite anymore. Although the original truck I drove would bounce you all over the place. That was an R model Mac. But this one is pretty high tech and actually pretty comfortable to drive.
right, let's try that again. Why did I just blow myself up? Ah.
I got a nice cushy air ride leather captain's chair I'm sitting in now. So.
Okay, 2016 Volvo. Okay. Wait, doing that. I already know I'm screen sharing. All right, let's see if we can get this bomber off the ground without blowing it up first time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we have a lovely 2018 Kerbal tri-point bomber. See here we have 3 ramjet engines, 4 Sidewinder missiles, 8 1,000-pound JDAM bombs. Let's see if it will fly. Let's see. And you can't quite see underneath here, but we are carrying not 1, but 2 Tomahawk cruise missiles, twin 20mm cannons, and a jerry-rigged ejector system.
Perfect. You going deer hunt?
No. We're going after the lizard people.
Ah.
All right, let's zoom out here.
If you're going after the lizard people, how fast can it get across the flat Earth?
Well, you know, it all depends on the relative density of the air and whether or not the... I will not shoot my eye out. It's very hard to shoot your eye out through a computer screen, Phoenix. Let's see, how fast will it get across the flat Earth? Depends on whether or not you bump into the sun when it's a corkscrewing orbit, or if you run into the ice wall right away. I
Gotcha.
do not have stability control on. Okay, we are airborne.
Does it matter if it's an African or a European bomber?
Oh, it depends on whether or not it's unladen or if it's a 4-ounce bird carrying a 1-pound coconut.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Okay, I do not want that much pitch. And execute.
Well, it's better to have more pitch than catch, I would think.
Well, true, but when you're trying to fly in a somewhat straight line, you don't want to go from just trying to keep your nose up to doing a 90-degree stall. So let's gain some altitude here. Tell that to all the people who scream that when they get flagged by a barrel. Oh, I'll show you being flagged by a barrel here. Let's open up our weapons here. Let's open the... I forgot about these. I'll get rid of the display there. I forgot to mention that there are 2 wingtip mounted 50 caliber turrets.
Sweet.
Vulcans. Okay, why are you not working? Got ammo for it, so...
At some point, you're going to have to fight Bowser, because unless that happens, I think I'm screwed on helping you out with anything here.
No, no, this whole game is actually supposed to be a somewhat realistic space simulator. This is a mod for it. And you're supposed to build other craft and be able to fight against them, only I haven't really figured out how to launch more than one vehicle at a time. So...
Ah, okay.
Yeah, what was it I was gonna... All right. Somewhat realistic minions. Yeah, I know. See if we can get a cockpit view here. Let's close that up. Exit out of the camera here. Let's turn off the 50 cals.
At least this is a public service. You're keeping me awake.
Excuse me while I distract RL with a laser pointer. Oh, I could show you a laser pointer. I'm on the other aircraft. But... okay, I think we're going sufficiently fast enough to make my computer want to start to hate me. Right, I forgot this thing does have a laser designator on it.
Fancy.
Yeah. Yes, Phoenix, they did launch flares. Let's see if I can get close enough up to this. Yeah, this is a whole weapons suite. I don't know if you can see how well in there. Yeah, you're like 30 seconds behind on the stream, but yes, right here, that is a... you can have both chaff and flare countermeasures. Let's try it from this angle. The only problem is that the physics engine on here really starts to have fits when you start putting that many particles on the screen. Honestly, Phoenix, I'm running this on a... crap, this has to be a 2009, 2010 Windows 7 machine, so I really wouldn't be too concerned. I mean, yeah, I've got to have everything turned down, and it does lag every once in a while, but, you know, it'll still run it. Okay. Let's get rid of some of this dead weight.
At least you got a mic and a webcam with it. My laptop, when I did the Hangouts the last time, I had to invite my cell phone in as a guest in order to have a in order to have audio and video because my laptop doesn't have a camera or a mic on it.
Well, I don't have a camera on here. I've just got what are these? Wally World Special Plantronics headsets.
Ah, okay. Actually, the Plantronics work pretty well. I used to use one in the truck.
Yeah, I had I don't remember what the model number is, but basically it was like a cheater set because it had an individual headphone jack for the audio out in the microphone, or for the headset and the microphone. But apparently the foam rubber on those perished, so, and this one's a USB, so I can have everything else still hooked up.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I know for actually talking on my phone, I used to use one of the Bluetooth. It was the Plantronics Voyager. That actually worked pretty well. That's probably the best sounding Bluetooth I ever had.
Yeah, what? Oh, got a little too distracted here. Pretty soon we're going to see what happens when you get above the rated altitude for your motors. Nope, dropping back down. I think it was 5 years ago or so, Walmart was clearing out the LG, I don't remember what model number they are, but they're like the, what do you call them? Kind of like a yoke headset that goes around your neck. Those, or that's what I've been using every time I go on my cell phone, or pretty much every day at work.
Yeah, I'd like to find a decent pair of wireless headphones, especially since something was going goofy with the audio on my headphones the other night. I don't know. I usually use those when I'm like actually wanting to hang out with somebody, but they just weren't working right the other night. They're getting a bunch of like echo and stuff with them. I don't know why.
Yeah, actually, our Walmart here just started, must be doing their quarterly turnover because they started piling a lot of shit into the clearance aisles, and they have the exact same headset that I bought all those years ago, and they were blowing them out for $30. So I ended up picking up, what was it? I think I got one or two. I got two of them, so.
You gotta love when Walmart throws shit on clearance. They don't mess around.
Oh, I picked up, what was it, like a year after they opened the new store here, a Sony soundbar that was apparent, according to them, was like a $200 soundbar, $25.
Nice.
Hey, quit rotating. Why are you? Stop that. I think I might have just broke Kerbal.
That sounds like it would hurt.
Yeah, it kind of does. Either that or the... Oh, that's why. A little cheat menu disappeared on me. We are armed. Seriously? Okay, let's see how well this flies with one wing. Try not to hit the actual structure of it. Maybe.
I was looking on the YouTube chat, but that's all geek to me. I have no idea. you're talking graphics cards and computers.
Well, you know, different strokes for different folks, and why are you not hitting what I'm aiming at? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never much into computer stuff. I think I had, what, everybody was laughing at me. I think it was 2007 when I sent my first email ever.
Well, that hit not where I wanted it to. And yet somehow this is still flying.
What is that supposed to be?
Well, I was going to use the the hammer on the big hammer to break off a part of the aircraft and use the ejector system. But unfortunately, I hit something else, and right now this is a fuel tank, a vertical stabilizer, and an engine, and somehow it is still flying at hypersonic speeds.
You hate it when that happens.
I know, it's rather annoying. Can I time accelerate to watch this thing crash into the ground? Or blow up from excessive heat? Whoa. I do believe, nope. I have no control over this.
Oh, something happened.
And boom. Cars, computers, and guns. Yep. Broke all my life.
I like guns and I'm married, so there you go.
Oh, you poor little cat.
Yeah. You want to be broke, get married, have kids. That'll do it right there.
Oh, yeah. Let's revert to spaceplane hangar. Let's try this little tiny aircraft here.
That was weird. I just went by something burning alongside the road.
It wasn't after a loud kathunk now, was it?
No, it was burning before I went by.
Okay, let's try this teeny tiny aircraft. Well, you know, Phoenix, at the as long as the trailer doesn't pass your truck, it's all good. Well, I don't know. As long, no, if you got like a turn off right away to where you can just leave the freeway without anyone noticing that it's your trailer, I still think you're good.
No, it doesn't work.
Well, you know, gotta keep the positive power of mental thinking there.
Actually, the worst thing's like when it's snowing out and you look in the mirror and you can read the name of your trailer. That sucks.
It was at that time that Joe thought, don't see that every day.
It's kind of an unnerving feeling. You look in your side view mirrors, you think, oh, it's passing me. And they're like, fuck, it's me. That ain't good.
All right, let's try this little jet.
The distracted driving, I almost missed my exit here.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. For the Vulcans. Whoa. Okay, maybe a little too roll happy.
Alrighty, well, I am going to have to jump off here for a while because I am just about to my destination and I got to get 7 pallets of frozen food off of this thing. So, you have a good evening there, Mr. Fine.
Well, thank you very much for jumping on. So the dead air was only awkward silence.
Oh, yeah. I'm good for awkward silences too. Don't worry.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, no problem. Glad you got it figured out. Have a good one.
Yep. And then there was less. I don't know, Phoenix. Do they make Fancy Feast in frozen packs? All right, eventually I'll click on the right one here. Three updates now. Rob Cromwell. Yeah, but you see, the problem is that Meow Mix is a non-perishable food. It doesn't require refrigeration or freezing. So let's revert to launch here. Refrigerated dog food pretty regularly. Okay, let's see if this tiny jet can actually fly. Turn stability on. Go away, I already know I'm sharing. Okay, give me a second here to get my joystick over where it belongs. Okay. Pull up, pull up. Okay, maybe I should go back to using the keyboard because that did not work out at all. Let's go revert flight. Let's go back to the hangar. Let's try the one without guns first, see if it wants to fly. Okay, open. Not good. The takeoff, the landing, the refrigerated dog food, or the fact that I'm going to try the one without guns first. Oh, you want to see, let's see. All right, I don't want mini guns. I want, it's just the ejection system. All right, let's try the mini. Let's load that in. You know what? Just for the hell of it, we need more boosters. Something to give us a little extra kick off the pad. Maybe. Okay, let's turn the thrust down to 50%. That way they should burn longer because these are essentially just giant bottle rockets. And why's my phone flashing at me? Weird. Okay. Save. Let's launch. Let's see if we can make it to the end of the runway this time. Okay, so a little bit about this design. As you can see, there's no undercarriage here, so we have to launch it from this little crane here. So we got to start the engine and let it spool up. And I'm going to turn the thrust vectoring off, otherwise it just gets all kind of wiggy. Turn the stability control on. Okay. Smart ass over there. Wait. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. Those little Sepatron boosters are really giving us a good kick. No, not jiggy, wiggy, as in weird. Or whiskey, or cool whip. Oh yeah, I should probably turn infinite propellant off. Yeah, that's why my low rocket motors aren't burning out like they should. Oops, I'm going way too fast in this thing. There we go. Now I can turn. Well, that's a good gun. Or that's good gun show because this is only a one-seater craft. So if you were in fact sitting on the backs or in the rear seat, you would be exceptionally close to this exceptional, very hot ramjet engine. And it's one of the things about got it installing right now. Oh, wow, Squad should definitely be giving me a paycheck now for selling one of their one more copy of Kerbal. Can see here our altitude, it's all metric, you know, it is what it is. But once you get above about 25 kilometers, there's not enough air to sustain a engine like that. So, and I can go out to a map view here and see right now I'm on this ballistic arc and I should stay within the atmosphere, but since I was cheating and left the propeller, hold on a second. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Flying the Jolly Roger. Sure, it's not the Skull One. Not a little Veritech there. Yeah. So actually, one thing I really got to worry about on this. Actually, let me turn stability off and see. No, maybe. Yeah, let's turn that back on. Let's open up Google here and see if I can't Americanize these measurements here. So I'm going 100 meters per second equals MkII. Yeah, so actually, since I'm dipping down into the atmosphere here, I'm actually decelerating. And pretty soon, yep, there goes our engine ignited back. So I can give a little more. Yeah, I only got like 50% fuel remaining. It's to 0, roll to 0. Thinking this is not good. So anyway, yeah, oh boy, this is bad. This is not good. Yeah, so we're going about 1,300 meters per second. That's 2,900 miles an hour. So yeah, we're really hauling the mail on this. Switch back here. And we are now out of fuel and dead stick. So let's see if it will want to glide. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, really don't have too much life left in this. Let's go. Let's try something. Let's try some ludicrous speed here. Let's open up boom, boom. Where is the? Here we go. Ares A3, stupid powered Mark II. Now, this right here is Kerbal Space Program in its purest philosophy. That is, if at first it doesn't fly, add more rockets. So, let's see now. I gotta remember how this all stages. So we've got 2 small pod thrusters, 1 advanced jet engine, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large solid rocket boosters. Am I even watching this anymore? Participants, just Phoenix. Think I finally bored Gun Show to death. Or to sleep. I do have that effect on people, so. All right. Turn the brakes on. Our lights on. And throttle up. Lock the gimbal. And turn stability control on. Release the brakes. This is going to take a long, long time to get up to speed. Because while we have all this quite excessive thrusting power, right now it's a lot of dead weight. So 50 meters a second, 55. Don't remember what those are, but we really should be pulling up now. Well, fire the engines. That is just a thing of beauty. And let's see, let's close that. Okay, the boosters all exploded when we detached them, but the basic structural integrity of the aircraft is still intact. Let's try and level out our flight here. If we can. I don't think we were able to because we were too far up in the atmosphere for fins to be very much effective. And we're pitching down. It's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I might have to turn the gimbal back on these. Unlock. That way I get, whoa, some measure of control here. You can just see all this debris that we left here, so. And yes, I am using sheets. Because honestly, I'm just wanting to have fun with these. And even though I am... is it raising my... Even though I'm thrusting downward, I'm increasing my orbit here. This is my predicted orbit. But actually, I'm going... What's my altitude doing? Yeah, I'm actually descending at rather alarming speed. So we're going to turn off the display. No, you're pitching down. And we are going to watch this essentially burn to a crisp. Damn it, didn't want maps. Oops. And that is what happens when you dive deep into the atmosphere at orbital velocities. Let's go to the Space Center. And let's try one more ridiculous craft here before I'm going to probably call it a night. Yeah, there is... Yeah, how long have I been going for on this? About an hour? And probably about a half hour before that. So... Yeah, I'll go into the actual rocket building instead of the plane hangar. Excuse me. Is Phoenix still here? I am the only one left. Lovely. So, yeah, even though Phoenix left, I'm going to tell you the, get here by manufacturer. The expansion or the mod pack that gives you all these. Oh, you're still here. Okay, I guess you guys must. Okay, I see. Yeah, because I went to check the participants, and no one was here. But I guess you time out after a while. Anyway, Phoenix, since you're installing this, the mod pack for all the guns and that is actually the BD Armory. So let's just show you something ludicrous here with guns and missiles and lasers. Let's open this heavy gun sat. Yep. B is in Bravo, D is in Delta. Yeah. And honestly, when you start up the program, well, actually, here I'll just exit to the main menu, and then we'll get back to this this monstrosity here. Yes, I know I'm screen sharing. Quit telling me. We are going to quit to main menu. Okay, when you first start up the Kerbal Space Program, just click here, add-ons and mods. It'll take you to a website, and then basically you just got you'll have like a zip file or something like that. Then you just have to unzip those into a certain part of the Kerbal directory. Let me see here. Okay. And basically, yeah, I'm assuming you're downloading it from Steam. You'll want to go into your Steam folder, Kerbal Space Program, and then it'll usually be in game data, or there'll be little README documents. They'll tell you where to install it. Screenshots. Trying to. I have a lot of things exploding. I do not like Windows Picture Viewer here. But yeah, anyway, start game. Resume saved. Let's go back to default. And in this, you can play it different ways. There is like a career mode where basically you start out with a solid rocket booster and a chair. And then you either get funding by completing contracts, or you can collect different amounts of science, and then science goes into research for bigger and better rockets and bigger and better chairs. So, or this is just the sandbox mode. So basically, yeah, build anything and build anything you want and fly it however you see fit. So we'll load this up and we'll maybe, okay, open. Showing you this Reagan-inspired monstrosity. All right, here is, let me close some of these up, get my cheat console out of the way. Can I? Okay, that's different. Can I zoom out? There we go. Yeah, so this is just the plain ridiculous. We have here is essentially a heavy cruiser of defense satellites. Multiple engines, and well, let's start from the top here. See right here, these three little domes are lasers. Freaking lasers. Yeah, a lot of the items here. Filtered by manufacturer. I mean, yeah, you got like your ammunition boxes, and everything is based or at least modeled after a real world munition. Like you got Hellfire missiles, Mavericks, the oh wait, that's not the Tomahawk. Well, anyway, cruise missile. No sharks. No, but we do have a. No, wait, that's not a harm. What am I looking for here? I mean, you could build something that looks like a shark and make it fly. I mean, you can turn the gravity off so you can just have your shark with lasers. Damn it, it was here. I thought. I was going to say, I thought they had a Harpoon anti-shipping missile, which would work here, but I mean, medium range guiding, Sidewinder, anti-radiation. Yeah, let's sort this by mass. Yeah, so it's actually got like your AI controller to where you should be able to put this on your craft and allow it to fly around, and then you can fight it. Here's your chaff and flare dispenser, smoke countermeasure, your weapons manager, then your different ammunition boxes. We got 20 millimeter, 30 millimeter, 50 caliber, that's just a rail. Cannon ammunition for the 105 howitzer. Rocket pods, smaller rocket pods, tow missiles, an airborne Maudus. Hellfire missile, armor plating, Sidewinder, chain gun, universal ammunition boxes. Now, this is the one thing that I was actually quite disappointed doesn't work. It's supposed to be a missile that'll work in vacuum. Because, yeah, it's what I got on these launchers here. If I can zoom in correctly, you can see right here it has little reaction motors, which should allow it to home in on its target. Because in space, since there is very little atmosphere, there is nothing for fins to bite into. So, yeah, I mean, you've got standard stuff that you would put on aircraft or on little base defenses, and where is it? Then you have the ridiculous, like the turret from a M1 Abrams, and then all these different munition interception items, like these Sea-Whiz and all that. So anyway, so unfortunately no sharks. But what we have here is twin turrets of the vacuum homing missiles. We have boxes and boxes of ammunition for our other side. For our two 102 howitzers. Then boxes and boxes of ammunition for our dual 20 millimeter Vulcan turrets. Solar panels, little radiothermal generators, batteries to power our 3 lasers. We have multiple radar tracking and jamming systems and 2 designators. Let's just put this up on a pad and let's test a few of these. Now, one of the good things about Kerbal and using the cheat menu is that you can build these very large monstrosities and then just put them into space. Otherwise, well, something like this, you'd have a real-time, trying to get something this heavy, let alone this awkwardly shaped, into space. So let's try our weapons. Howitzers. Let's get that out of the way. So are both my howitzers not moving in sync with each other? And you can see that it does arc. Okay, let's try the Vulcan turrets. All right, good night, gun show. Yeah, I'll probably be closing it down. Not too terribly long. I don't know why the Vulcan turrets don't want to. It's like sometimes they want to work, sometimes they don't. Yes, here are our lasers. I can learn to talk. You can see they do overheat. All of these weapons do have an overheat mechanic, with the exception of actual explosives in that. But yeah, you can see here these really, really drain our electricity, and even though it's night, let's deploy our solar panels, and blocked by Kerbin. That will happen. Can I can't warp to the next day, so hard time speed. Ooh, there. There we go. Now we should be getting energy for our lasers. Can we take down the hangar? Not quite. Okay. So as you can see, these missile turrets rotate. Problem is that I have to manually maybe not. I don't know how I'm getting it just to launch it on its own. Okay, that was different. All right, maybe if I used a bit of Kerbal windage here. Like a lot of windage. Apparently the vehicle assembly building does not want to go down. Well, that went. And just look at all the pieces. Yes, one thing I forgot to mention, anytime anything collides into the ground, whether it's just a little inert fairing or, well, our controller box is just ambling along. Yeah, anytime something hits the ground in Kerbal Space Program with sufficient force, it just explodes. It's half the charm. Let's do one more thing with something a little more practical. And oh, sorry about that. My little inline control on my headset got caught between my gut and my desk. So open. Got one here, which is essentially just an extremely large bottle rocket. Unless I got rid of it. Is this it? not close, but not the one I want to get. Now what actually I'm going to do is very quickly just build something. Just kind of show you that mechanic. So I want the biggest solid rocket booster we have. And then I'm going to just apply some fins. I want movable fins. Here we go. And let's give us 4 of them. Okay, then I want a... Let me think about this for a minute. Do I want to stick? Yeah, I want a stacked coupler, which basically tells it break here or please break here. I want a aerodynamics, that's what I want. No. Nose cone, fairing, utility maybe, because saw something on YouTube that looked kind of cool, so I'm going to try it on this. Here we go. Fairings. And this is a procedural part. You can see I can just kind of move it, you know, however I like. So, yeah. We'll try that. So, engine, I want one of our turn it sideways and still fit in here. It'll fit. Okay. Take that out. I want a decoupler here. Radial decoupler. I can get this oriented the right way. No. Stop that. This can be a little fiddly at times. You know what? I'm going to try something different. Let's get rid of these fins. We are just going to make this spin. Or a spin stabilized rocket. Yeah, like that. And then we'll Turn our thrust limiter way down. Yeah, then I need some means of controlling this, actually. And to control, I need a remote guidance unit. And then at least one battery to power it. Okay, then I got to get my staging correct here. This is basically the order of operation you want to do. So I want, actually I want these all to fire at the same time. That burns out, then eject that, then open the arrow shell. And just because I do not trust this to stand up on its own, we are going to use these lovely launch clamps. All right, let's just give her a test here. Probably check over on the gun channel side just to see if anybody wants in on this epic chat. F5. Four people like this. Dear God, you people have lost your minds if you're liking stuff I'm putting up. All right. Let's see if our little spintron here will want to work. And 3, 2, 1. And I still have infinite fuel on, don't I? Well, it's going to go up, but it's not going to want to actually go into any orbit. So you see, you can't just thrust straight up. Giggity. Have to actually at some point turn to travel along the circumference of the Earth. Because, yeah, right here, if I just put the map, you see, we'll gain a lot of altitude, but there's no way that we can sustain it. So, oh, I didn't put MkII on here. Yeah, it's a little concerning. Your rocket should not be that that floppy. Okay, I'm just going to eject that, let that be on its way. We are actually going to get an altitude of over 330 kilometers. Yeah, we'll just do a time accelerate here. And we'll see how this pairing here survives reentry. Time acceleration is basically just a fast forward, because if you want to play this game the way it was meant to be played or intended to be played, oh, actually that slowed right down. Like go to the moon or to the sun or all the different planets, it will take a long, long time for you to move all your orbits and that. That's revert to vehicle assembly building, and I want to see if I can't angle this in such a way to where it'll actually gain more of an orbit. So we're going to go to the rotate tool, and what we do is we grab our root part here, and we can actually tilt this. I'm going to just give it a little tilt like that. Press limiter, I'm going to move that up to about 50% or so. All right. Let's try our flying water tower one last time. Let me open up the doohickey mabobber here. Yeah. All right, let's see if this will actually work or just kind of throw itself to pieces. Okay, well, our water tower is rotating nicely. It's maintaining its trajectory, and we're probably not going to get quite the same amount of performance that we did before, just because I did forget to because I did leave the infinite propellant on. Actually, see here, we're actually starting to keel over much more, and there we go. Right. Now you can see here we've got a much more of a loft to it than we did before. Or before it was just straight up and then back down like that. We're now more of a, why is it not letting me rotate? There we go. And before we went basically like that, where now we've got much more of an arc to it. So let's jettison the SRB. And just for fun, before it gets out of range, turn the infinite propellant back on. And let's try SAS. Oh yeah, I don't have a reaction wheel for that. Let's angle this just a hair more. And then let's just get rid of this herring here, and let's put what should we put on this thing? Let's put a reaction wheel on it. Command and control, that's what I want. Small and too small. Too big. Okay, and then I'm going to put something explosive on it. Put this small warhead on it. I need a structural part. Well, for anyone who listens later, G is, if you're a patron of G's, or maybe if you're not, he just put up a new video working on the van. So it's good to see him get ready for Tulsa. So yes, that is the proper adapter. There, now that looks vaguely rocketish. All right, let's launch. Away. Yeah. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Okay, let's stage. Something exploded. Stack separator collided into the boosters. So I wonder if I can do this before I get out of range. So it didn't destroy the booster, it just destroyed the stack separator. So that's okay. just warped out of existence there. So this is us. We've surprisingly lost our angular angular momentum. And oh, is this even armed? Detonate. No, I don't think so. We're not going all that fast. We're only going 100 and some meters per second. Thinking I don't think this thing weighs all that much. Get an angle here and watch it explode. 900 meters, 800, 700, 600. And oddly enough, our little guidance units survived for a half second there. Let's revert to vehicle assembly building. It's still watching. It says 2 watching now. All right, let's add more boosters. If I were to delete those. Put 4 of those. And then let's use the hammers here. Oh yeah, this is, nothing could possibly go wrong with this. Actually, let's put, here we go, decouplers on this. That way we are ditching all this dead weight. Once we are at altitude, so. Okay, I'm going to grab this kickback. The tiniest of tweaks. And probably wouldn't hurt to strut this up. No, let's not. Let's see how the centrifugal force works on this. So oh yeah, nothing bad can happen with that. Let's check our staging. Sheets menu out of the way. Okay, that fires. These all fire. Yeah, gotta make sure that your staging's correct. So we're gonna have the main engine fire, the 4 boosters, the 4 rotational engines. Then once these burn out, we're going to ditch the booster packs, allow this to continue on, and then detach the warhead. And I forgot I was going to turn the thrust limiter down to about 50% and launch. 2 hours ago. All right, now I'm just rambling to myself. All right, gun channels. Let's try this again. Yeah, the structural integrity of the yeah, I probably should have strutted that. I mean, hey, it's doing its thing. Okay. Those are burned out. Jettison. Now we are a fairly lighter craft. And yes, for whatever reason, those are just glitching in the ooh. Yeah, so for whatever reason, just these parts of the decoupler are just just hanging out there, just chilling. Our forehead is now detached. And because I find this ever so humorous, well, now I won't say this is a true ICBM, because we are only going maybe an eighth the way around the world, when really what you need to do is be able to go halfway around the world at the very minimum. SAS on, and this is to point prograde, so I want to keep the nose pointing forward, and we are just going to do a time acceleration. Yeah. The one kind of bad and, well, good and bad thing about time acceleration is that it'll keep the orientation of your vehicle locked, and it'll stop any rotation among any axis. The only bad part about that is like you saw, I went from pretty much a positive 45-degree angle all of a sudden and snapped down to like negative 30 or so. And gun channels is just not really panning out for me. Let's see now who's all logged in. There's Moon Food, Nate 2099, Mr. Pink Panther himself. Here we go. Let's turn. All temperature gauges and that, so I'm pretty sure this is going to overheat before it even gets anywhere. No, it's gonna. Yeah, I'm actually decelerating pretty quick. And Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how quickly this thing decelerates, but then again, there's really no mass to it whatsoever. I mean, this fairing is essentially empty, and there's our guidance unit, just because for whatever reason it got blown farther than the and thud. Well, let's do a roll call of who's still logged into gun channels. Grandpappy and Grandmaster of gun channels, Mr. G Webs, is obviously still logged in. Let's hit refresh. So we've got G Webs, Moonfood, Nate 2099, Pink Panther 69, Blue Phoenix, Biker Bob, Flippy, Gary Gizzard, Hosh Nazi, Mr. White, Night Strike, Phoenix, Potatoes in Lab, Rob Cromwell, Scott 57, Mr. Big Bore himself, Sean Ponnery, and the coolest man on gun channels because he's literally made out of snow, Smeggy. Yep. So, ouch. Let's revert to vehicle assembly. Let's see if there isn't a way to make this work a little better. Like adding structural struts. Okay, first things first, I gotta get zoomed in so I can see what I'm doing. So we're going to be attaching them to each other and then to the body of the rocket. You know what? Let's move our thrust limiter up to about 75% here. All right, this is going to be probably the last one, and then I'll be going to bed. I got stuff I might be doing tomorrow, and honestly, there's no one out there listening, I think, so. And go. All right, since I up the thrust limiters, these little nuts, not the thumpers, these little hammer boosters will be giving more thrust over a shorter period of time. So hopefully I should be able to ditch most of these before the main booster burns out. Okay, so we no longer have our rotational motors, and our main booster should be cutting out pretty quickly. Right about now. Quick. Don't know if you can see it, but that one little pinprick of light is the booster going off as I tweak the infinite fuel. So now watch, even though I got prograde going. Yep, exploded due to overheating. All right, well, let me stop screen sharing here and exit Kerbal. And oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, dead horse logged in. All right, lady. Seriously, Rusty came in right as I was shutting down. Who? Link. Is this it? That's not it. Hold on a minute. Uno momento, por favor. Hangouts. Where is the invite? Right now, Russ, what I was doing was basically just fooling around with rocket Legos. Now, even though you asked me that 2 minutes ago and I just noticed it now. Well, you make that sound like it's a bad thing. What have you got against rocket Legos? Mr. Deadhorse, how are you this fine evening?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Very little.
There's, let's see here. It is a Saturday night, and there's not like the lobby going.
This is the unofficial de facto lobby.
Okay.
Kind of, I don't know.
So what it is that we just had to hop in and get it like going, because other people are too scared. They're just too scared.
I don't know. I was going for, I think, 2 hours, but I figured it just.
Oh, was there other people in here?
Yeah. Who was it? There was a lobby over at Potatoes. What the hell? I thought I was subbed to him. Too many tabs. Too many tabs. Yeah, I guess I just logged into gun channels after Clover's chat, and I saw you'd asked G if there was any chats going on, so I figured I'd try dicking around with getting one set up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a video game chat going on. That's what it is. That's what it is. They're having a video game chat.
Well, honestly, that's kind of what I've been dicking around with for the past 2 hours, too, so just can't win.
What are you playing?
I was playing Kerbal Space Program. It's basically it takes all the best parts of Legos and rockets and kind of smushes them together.
So you build your own rockets Lego style?
Yeah, more or less. Let me go back to screen sharing here. Screen share, screen one, share.
Hey, I know you have a vast array of knowledge. Have you ever seen a U, as in the letter U, forge mark on an AR receiver, like upper receiver or lower receiver or something? I've never ever seen a U before, and I got an upper receiver today with a U forge mark.
You know what? Hold on.
I called my main like Obi-Wan Kenobi guy, and I was like, "Hey, who makes this?" And he thinks it's Aero Precision, or like he says he thinks that it's probably an Aero Precision upper, but he doesn't know like the forging company like for the U. But he says that he's seen Aero products come with the U forge mark before. So.
You know what? Hold on a second. I got a PSA upper the other day that had kind of a different looking forge mark. Let me go grab it quick. Really?
What does yours say?
Okay, it's not a U. It's kind of like a fat Z.
A fat Z?
Yeah,
Uh,
which is kind of odd because like the last two um, uppers I got from them were just the square forge mark.
yeah, I've gotten everything from PSA. I've never gotten a Z one, but I've gotten the squares, the brass aluminum forge, BAF forge mark, and then I've gotten this Splinter Day from them, Anchor Harvey forge mark, and then I've gotten a splintered. What was it? Or like not splintered, like the D for like the Colt Demaco or whatever from them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten the D, the square, and the splinter day all from PSA before, but never a Z. And the company, like, I'm not like some like I posted it on Instagram. Someone's like, yeah, like it might be made in China or something. I don't think it's made in China because the company I bought it from, like, man, like they sell high end shit, like HK parts, and like I don't know, they sell like some pretty, they sell some high end stuff. So I don't know. I don't think it's like Chinese made or anything, and especially with other people saying that Arrow's used them. So I don't see Arrow Precision using a forging company that's making, from fucking China.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't, so.
Yeah, my phone wants to cooperate here. I'll just post a picture of it up in gun channels. Really, Windows Explorer does not want to work. Thank you for telling me that. Oh. And why can't this thing just be simple? Every time I plug in the USB cord, it asks me are you sure you want to transfer files with this? So Rocket Legos.
And where do you launch the rockets to?
As far as they'll go. I mean, you can actually have what you call it? You can do like actual serious, missions in that. Like if you want to fly to the moon or to any of these other planets, you can. I just kind of like just building crazy shit. Let's just put.
What is that? Is that like on Steam or something, or is that something you bought, or?
Yeah, it's on Steam. Over Christmas, they had it for like $20. Oh, now you want to work. Thank you. Let's go. Now let's see. Okay, coupler. Oh, too small. One stack separator. One stabilizer. Guidance unit. And one battery to power it. Okay. And then just because, seriously, something that goes boom. And let's just try it this way. Docking clamps. And let's just rotate this. It's at a bit of an angle. Down there. Okay. Channel's homepage. Photos. Oh, I think I might still have a craft out on the launch pad. What is this untitled craft? Fly. Oh yeah, this is the one I was messing around with before I reset it. Yeah, I just posted that forge mark on gun channels. All right, don't need you on my lap right now.
Let's see here. Well, man, I searched and searched through all my sources, all my forging mark lists. I can't find a fat S anywhere like that, like nothing. So that's obviously probably some new company because of the demand for gun parts was probably so high. All sorts of new probably forging places opened up. I'm guessing, and man, it really doesn't matter who the fuck forges it. It's who machines it. I guess that's what really matters. But I can't find that forge mark, and the only thing I can find on the my U is that people reference that Aero Precision is used, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the YouTube chat, but Russ said, was it Cardinal Forge recently changed their forge markings? And yes, Black Cat, it's still going. Apparently, Potato Man had another chat going.
I think Cardinal Forge, didn't they have like a bird's head type C thing? Wasn't that theirs? Or I don't know what the forge mark was. That might be the bird head C if I'm thinking right. Some people have gotten confused with Colt. I don't know.
I know, honestly,
there's a C out there that a lot of people get confused with Colt, and it's like I know it's called like the bird's head C or something. That might be Cardinal, but maybe not. Maybe that's a different company.
Yeah, I think pretty much all my AR uppers, with the exception of maybe one or two, have the square forge marks.
Yeah, BAF, Brass Aluminum Forge. They're one of the bigger ones. Them, Anchor, Harvey, D'Amico. I don't know. They're probably like three of definitely the biggest. There's another one called they use an A also. Alcoa Forge. They're big. But Cerro Forge. But pretty much Keyhole, Splintered A, Square. Those would probably be the three biggest. And like the D'Amico, and then all the other ones. Alcoa. But then there's a shitload of, there's a lot of small ones. A lot of small ones, like St. Louis, not like Tool Company, or you know what I mean? And there'll be like an S and a T, and like all Mueller, and like there's all sorts. I have a whole list of probably 40 different forging companies, and or at least 40 different companies that have existed at one time or another. Right? They may not all be like up and running right now. And at one time or another, I have a list in their forge marks, but it probably hasn't been updated in a couple of years with all these new companies coming out. But pretty much everything I have, is Brass Aluminum Forge, Splintered A, or Cerro Forge. Anchor Harvey or Cerro Forge. Those are almost everything I have are those three. Everyone thinks that Splintered A is Aero Precision, but no, it's just Anchor Harvey.
Hold on, Tech.
Was he a kinetic impact? A rocket come up and hit that kinetic impact.
Let's say, looking at in the white armor light upper here, it doesn't have any forge marks on it.
Nope. I have my Armalite National Match doesn't have a forge mark on it at all. It does have a white National Match stamp, but yeah, no forge mark. But sometimes those they put a forge mark on the rear takedown lug. That's where my forge mark is. It's not behind the dust cover. It's actually underneath on the rear takedown leg, and on some uppers, it could be even be on the front takedown leg, the forge mark.
Yeah. And no, there's nothing on this.
Or it might not be a forge mark per se, but like engraved. But like Bushmaster's done that. A lot of their forge marks are put on the rear takedown leg.
Yeah. No, this is in the white upper, so. So why is these not working when they worked before? All right, thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to go over to gunchannels.com, check out G's Indiegogo campaign for the Gun Show Loophole Tour 2018. And if you're looking for somewhere else to go, I believe Tater's chat is still going strong. So thank you everyone for watching, and good night.